Alright, what's up, y'all? King JB here, MMA Kingdom. Doing my UFC 129 predictions. I know y'all ain't seen a video from me in a while. I had a long week, man, handling school shit, doing a lot of other shit, man. Y'all that don't know married, got family life, so y'all motherfuckers do not come first. But anyway, moving on. I'm gonna go ahead and break this shit down for y'all. UFC 129 is gonna be a huge event. Uh, 55,000 people, Toronto, Canada. Goddamn. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna be huge. I gotta say it's one of the biggest cards, biggest events period that the UFC has put on in quite. This UFC 126 was big. UFC 100 was big. Uh, this is just huge because of the obviously the media attention that's getting around it. With UFC purchasing Strikeforce, a couple months back, we got so much shit that's about to start coming out of this shit. It's just wild. But so I'm gonna go ahead and go over the card, go over this shit. I do think we're looking at a hell of a possibility when it comes to the show. Sorry, I had to do something real quick, so I got off track a little bit. So UFC 129. Basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run pretty quickly through the undercard. Give you my reasons, blah blah blah. I will give y'all more than what some of these suckers out here give y'all, but then I'm gonna hit the main card really heavy. You know what I'm saying? So I do want to make sure y'all remember MMA affiliates, the radio show, May 1st. It's right around the corner. King JB, DiBiase, Dukes, and Cody. I don't even know how. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce your last name, partner, man. You got that Russian sounding shit, German, whatever the fuck it is. But anyway, your picture looks like an alien. It's fucking up our banner. I hope you know that shit. But anyway, keeping it moving. You know I'm just fucking with you. I like you. But you didn't get me hired on at the Bleacher Report, man. So I'm pretty pissed off about that, man. I needed that gig. Anyway, I'm getting back to UFC 129. All right. On the undercard, we got Jason McDonald and Ryan Jensen. Jason McDonald 24 and 14, Ryan Jensen 15 and 7. It's pretty decent, pretty decent fight as we look at it, in the middleweight division. All right, my pick here is I'm going to have to go with Ryan Jensen. I think he's going to be able to ground in. I think he's going to be able to pull out a decision win. Both of them are solid, so I think it could be a good. It's definitely a good way to start off the night. We're gonna go ahead and move on. We got Claude Patrick at 13 and 1 against Daniel Roberts at 12 and 1. This has the potential of being the fucking fight of the night in the welterweight division. Um, Daniel Roberts is amazing. Claude Patrick's amazing. A lot of these fights are United States versus Canada, which we saw. I think it was back in UFC 56. We're looking at basically part two of that shit. Well, that's a long time ago, but big ups to Canada for getting this big show. Toronto, they definitely sold it. 55,000 people, a lot of motherfuckers, man. That's Super Bowl type shit. That's WrestleMania type shit. All right, moving on. I think in the Claude Patrick Daniel Roberts fight, I think we're gonna. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say TKO for Daniel Roberts. Uh, no, I'm gonna say decision. Truth of it is I don't fucking know. This is gonna be the fight of the night, and I can sit here and go through everything, give you a million different reasons, but I just think this definitely has the potential to be the fight of the night. I don't even understand why it's so low on the card, man. Why we're not getting that shit on uh, Spike TV or the main card is crazy. But we do get to see it streamed live on Facebook, so that's pretty cool shit. All right, moving on. We got Ivan Minovar against Charlie Valencia. Minovar's 21 and 8. Valencia's 12 and 6 in the bantamweight division. I think it's going to be a hell of a fight. But I do think Charlie Valencia is going to pull it out. I'm going to go by decision. Um, then we got featherweight fight. Pablo Garza stepping in there with your boy. I don't even know how to pronounce that shit. But I think basically what we're going to have here, Garza's 10 and 1. Your boy is 15 and 6. I'm going to go ahead and just throw it out there. I'm going to go with Pablo Garza to move up to 11 and 1. All right. Now moving on to Spike TV's fights. We got Sean Pearson fighting Jake Ellenberger, who's filling in for Brian Foster, who had, I was one of the first people to report this injury. The brain hemorrhage. I saw it on his Facebook, and I do want to say, I hope Brian Foster gets better. I hope everything works out well. Uh, but the bad news is for Sean Pearson is I actually had him picked to possibly beat Sean Foster. Brian Foster, sorry. But Jake Ellenberger, I think his ability is too solid. He's going to take him down, either get the decision win or possibly a TKO win. But I do think it's going to be a good fight. Okay, moving on. Oh, I forgot to mention Kyle Watson and John Makdessi. Watson is 13-6. Makdessi is 8-0. Lightweight fight. I think Makdessi is going to keep his undefeated streak going. I think it'll be a decision win more than likely. But it should be a pretty decent fight. Now, the preliminary card on Spike. We got uh, the other Diaz, of course. Nate Diaz. He'll be stepping in there with Rory McDonald. Rory McDonald, we all know, had the huge fight with Carlos Condit. It was an amazing fight. And he's 10-1 right now, and he looks very solid. Nate Diaz is 13-6. My thing with Nate Diaz is do you realize if he loses this fight, how shitball his record is gonna look, man? I don't know if Nate Diaz is that horrible, man. Everybody picks Rory McDonald that I've heard, really. I'm gonna go with Nate Diaz with the upset, man. I know he's under the underdog here, but I think he has the ability to pull it off. So I'm gonna go with Nate Diaz. Um, should be a hell of a fight, though. Hell of a fight. All right, let's see. Going into the main card. This is one hell of a main card. I don't know if y'all really realize this, but this main card is crucial. Check the time real quick. We had 6:55, so I got through the prelims in 7 minutes. So I'm gonna go take my time on the main card here. So if y'all didn't like my rundown of the prelims, you thought it was too lack of, it had too lack of details, I apologize, but YouTube only lets me get 15 motherfucking minutes on it, so we're gonna roll with it. All right, now first fight of the main card, huge fight in the lightweight division. We got Ben Henderson, former WEC champion, and Mark Bocek. Uh, I don't think people are giving this fight the respect it deserves. This is an amazing fight. 12-2, Benson Henderson. 9-3, Mark Bocek. Both of them submission games are just sick. I'm talking about cancer like sick. So, I mean, truth of it is, man, this is going to be an amazing ground war. I think Benson Henderson is pissed off that everybody keeps showing that kick to his face all over YouTube all the fucking time. So, I think Benson Henderson's coming in ready for war. Uh, Truth of it is, though, a lot of times when you got these cats that both of them do submissions, if Ben Henderson does not knock out Bocek, it's going to go to a decision because I think the ground game is going to cancel out each other. Both of them are just really solid on the ground. So I think Ben Henderson's going to win, but I think it's going to be by a decision. I'd like to see him go ahead and get the knockout and give us some excitement, but I just don't know about that. Okay, moving on. A lot of people are not fond of this next fight in the light heavyweight division. I think it's brilliant. Vladimir Mashushenko and Jason Brills. Vladdy's 25-5. Brills is 18-3. Brills has lost 2 of 3, but both of them were split decisions. He probably could have won. The janitor's coming off a very ugly loss to John Jones, but man, everybody looks like shit against John Jones, so it's nothing really against him. Um, I think this is going to be a war, man. Possibly fight of the night if the Daniel Roberts fight is not going to be fight of the night. A lot of people are saying that they would rather see Nate Diaz on the main card than these two. I don't know what the fuck it is they're looking at. You know what I'm saying? But I think this fight right here is going to be solid as shit. So basically, what we got here is I got Vladdy pulling the upset, and yes, I say it's an upset because most people seem to be picking Jason Brills. Uh, I think this is going to be a very powerful fight. I think it is going to the decisions, though. I think the wrestling will cancel out each other. I think we're going to see some great battle here. I love seeing two big motherfuckers just fight. It's just the truth. Um, Basically, like I said, the last finish with Grills was 2001 to an armbar. That's 10 years without a real loss. So it's just gonna be a great fucking warrior field type fight. All right, now keeping it going. Let's see here. We got a fun fight. We got the light heavyweight fight between Randy Couture and Lyoto Machida. Randy Couture says this is gonna be his last fight. Here's my thing. That could be, but the truth of it is if Randy Couture wins this fight, which he's not going to, but if he does, I don't see him retiring. Because the truth of it is, man, Fedor is right around the corner, man, and Henderson. Truth of it is, he may get offered either one of these fights. Um, I would like to see Randy Couture go ahead and retire, but something tells me he's not going to retire, man. And if he loses, I don't think Randy Couture wants to go out with a loss. So I don't know. But I do think Machida's too quick for him. I think he's gonna knock him out first round. I think this is a horrible, horrible matchup for Randy Couture. But then again, I believe most of us said that same shit with Vitor Belfort and Randy Couture about about 13 years ago. So, anyways, I think this should either way. This should be a good motherfucking fight. All right. Now, moving up into the co-main event, we got, we got Jose Aldo, defending the featherweight championship against Mark Hominick. Look, man, everybody keeps talking about Mark Hominick like he really has a chance here. Mark Hominick is okay. Jose Aldo was great. He's 17-1, I believe, 18-1. But regardless, he's great. He can knock you out. He can submit you and go to whatever the fuck you need. But I think he's finished 14 of his 18 wins. I think it is 18-1. Mark Hominick, yes, he's a striker, and yes, he can do some things. Yes, he's at home. But this is Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo, I know that there's this big thing about his name and all this shit. But who gives a fuck? Bottom line of it is he's keeping the championship. He's too hot right now. And the truth of it is that he's too vicious with his game. Okay, moving into the main event. GSP Jake Shields. Both of them in the last 7 years has just been on fucking fire. GSP, however, here's my take real quick. We got 3 minutes left. Alright. Jake Shields' only real chance of winning this is to tap him out from the bottom. Because GSP is going to take him down. GSP's only way of finishing this is striking. Both of them have went to decisions in their last 3 fights, and a shitload of fights overall. Neither one of them is finishing shit. Honestly, GSP's 8-0 in the judges department, never lost a decision. That is why I think he'll win the fight. I really hope Jake Shields wins, but I honestly think George St. Pierre is going to do it again. I think it'll be a boring fucking fight. He's going to lay on him, get another 25-minute decision. That's the truth. I think the worst fight on the card is going to be GSP and Jake Shields. Only because GSP is too much of a fucking punk to actually give us a fight. He's going to do what he does. Play it safe. And then dodge Anderson Silva some more. Hopefully Nick Diaz gets over there and fucks with it. Please, if there's an MMA guy, let Jake Shields get this. I'd love to see Jake Shields against Nick Diaz or something like that. But I just want GSP to honestly get his head out of his ass, quit being a bitch, and go fight Anderson Silva. Everybody's got their pick there. I got Anderson Silva. I think GSP's a bitch right now for playing it safe all the time, man. Fuck all that. This is the fighting business. Fight. Anyway, King JB, UFC 129. Not my best report in the world, but who gives a fuck? You don't like it? Whoop my ass. I'm out.